of the plans that God has for our church, for Perris Valley Community Church, into 2021. And I'll tell you, I hope that you are as excited about this as I am. One of the reasons that we talk about vision is because it's so important for us all to be on the same page. The Bible says that where there is no vision, the people perish. Another scholar has written this, that vision divides before it unifies. Somebody else said, vision plus vision equals division. That we need to be on the same page as we move forward and have the same goals in mind. And with that, we're going to look at some things that we did in 2020. We're going to look back before we look forward. Because I'll tell you, as a church, we've done some amazing things in 2020. Let me just tell you a few things. And some of these we had no clue that we were going to have to do because of the pandemic. But here's one of the first ones that we were excited to be able to accomplish. We were finally able to purchase our trailer, which moves all of our equipment. We've got more equipment than we can fit into a vehicle. And now, whenever we show up at events, you'll see the trailer that we were able to purchase. That was a huge goal for 2020. We actually became a legal employer this year. There's 3 people on staff legally, and that really helps us know where our finances are going and make sure that we are compliant with all of the laws. We added and we trained new leaders this year in men's ministry, in ministry leadership, in audio video. We launched some amazing services this year, and some of these would have never happened if it wouldn't have been for COVID. We launched Outdoor Church. We meet once a month, the last Sunday of the month outside. We launched an outdoor worship service once a month. We launched a men's ministry. The entire ministry launched during COVID. We launched and we maintained weekly leadership meetings. That is something that has helped us tremendously. We have launched an online Bible study, all during COVID. We launched a women's ministry in 2020. We launched drive-through prayer in 2020. We held our first men's work days this year. We hired a part-time administrator this year. We held a virtual waffles and worship event, delivering a breakfast meal to over 30 people in our area, and we came together to worship online, adjusting something that had been done physically in the church, but taking it into a digital presence. We purchased new computers, we purchased new iPads, we were able to purchase a good amount of worship equipment that we needed in 2020. We held our first self-evaluation questionnaire, and that was for members and regular attenders of the church. We held our first pastoral questionnaire, and this is when other leaders in the church were able to evaluate me. That's really important. We purchased 8,500 plastic Easter eggs that are still in storage. They were planned for our Easter event. We will use those, but we have them, and that was a goal to be able to prep for that type of an event, and we have met that goal. We launched a YouTube channel this year. We launched Perris.online.church. I know we're still working on that, but we have an online platform. We successfully, and I thank you for this, successfully, you gave me time off and David time off. Going into 2020, that was important, was for us to put dates on the calendar and for me to be out of the pulpit and for David to have some time off as well. And we met that goal successfully this year. We adapted from an in-person church and transferred to a video church and then transferred to a live broadcast church all this year. We gave almost $3,500 to local, state, and international missions this year, and we plan on doing even more in 2021. We built new church partnerships in our community with Temple Baptist, with Rock of Generations, with Atlas Properties, with the Grove Community Church. These partnerships are a big deal to us because we get to work with other ministry-minded leaders in our community. And we transitioned to 95% online giving. That helps us know what's coming in, and it helps us in managing our finances, getting from one account to another. I want to thank you for all of your prayer in 2020 to get us to this point. Are you ready to look ahead? I'm ready to look ahead. We've been praying about 2021 for so long. Let me tell you this. Our theme for 2021 is all in. No holding back. We are all in. All of us are in, and all of us are all in. That means we're not 30% in. We're not 50%. We're not giving God 70%. No, we are all in. Those two meanings are so important to our church, and they're going to be so important moving forward because we're going to need everyone. Because things are changing the way that we're going to be doing some ministries. Nobody can be left on the sidelines in 2021. Everything we do, we're doing together. Kids ministry, it's not assigned to one or two people in 2021. We are all doing it together in 2021. It takes a village. Every member, every attendee, every church family member, everyone in 2021 is part of our forward motion as we... Sorry, something in an AV booth caught my attention. So, everyone is moving forward and moving the church forward in 2021. Second, like I said, nobody is going halfway in. We don't go 3/4 of the way in. We go all in. Our church is going to continue to battle and thrive in this world of uncertainty. We're going to withstand changes that are going to come in our world. We're going to withstand changes that are going to come in the way that our church ministers to other people. God is so much bigger than anything that we are going to deal with as a church. We're all in, following His plan. I want you all in, following His plan into this new chapter. You've heard this so many times during COVID. We are all in this together. We are, as a church, in 2021, literally all in this together. So what does all in mean for 2021? Well, let's first take a look at the idea of location. This is a big deal. As you know, you've been watching church online for quite a while. Since July, we made the decision that we were going to go online broadcasting through the end of the year. Let's talk about location for just a moment. All in. Perris Valley Community Church in 2021 is going all in to digital. All into a new digital building. In 2020, in July, we worked under the assumption that we're going to go and broadcast online until we get back to normal. In 2021, broadcasting online and reaching people digitally is normal. And let me tell you what all in means. It means that we're no longer going to say things like, when we get back to normal. We're no longer going to say things like, when we get back to our building. That process served us well in the past, but now it's hindering us. Because what's happening is this: we're waiting. We're waiting to get back. But while we're waiting to get back, we're missing the opportunities that we have right now. We're no longer a church in waiting. We are a church that is moving forward, but we need to be all in. That is why in 2021, Perris Valley Community Church, going all in, embracing where we are right now, we're going to load up all of our stuff, we're going to clean out our storage unit, and we are going to move into our new home, and we're going to smash the padlocks so we can't go back, and we are going to move into our digital home. You're going to see a lot of changes on our website, in our social media, in the way that we broadcast, on the way that we reach into your home, in the way that we reach into homes not simply in Perris, not simply in the Inland Empire, but homes everywhere. We're breaking down the barriers in 2021. What does that mean? It means that we are not, in 2021, going to pursue finding a physical location for our church. For the entire year, we are not going to pursue where is it that we're going to set up. Online is where we're going to set up. And it's not going to look the way it does right now. It's going to look much deeper. We're going to place our resources that would have gone into rent for a physical home, we're going to place those financial resources into our new online home. You're going to start seeing some major changes to our website. You're going to see some major changes to our social media. You're going to see some big changes to paris.online.church. You might actually see new logos as we reach beyond Perris. We are actually going to hire somebody else for our audio-video team. If you can think about it, if we were to build a physical church, we would hire an architect, right, to design it. Well, for a digital church, we are going to hire a digital architect, a website team that will design and build our new church home. Professionals. We're not going to rely on volunteers and internal anymore. Some can teach us, but we are going to go to the professionals and get our home built. That is exciting news. Our new website and our new direction is going to bring us a new hub for meeting, for gathering, for discipleship, for fellowship, for lessons, and for teaching, and for evangelism. Our digital focus is going to be more about relationships than it is going to be about content. Our goal is not simply to film and put up on YouTube or film and put up on paris.online.church. Our goal is to reach and build relationships digitally. It can happen, and it does happen right now. It happens on your current Facebook page. It happens on your current Instagram page. Because you follow certain people who are of interest of you, we are going to be a digital community that will dive into the lives of people around us in a digital world. You will see our website become a sphere of some of your closest church friends, like that Facebook group. Facebook and Zoom are still going to be pieces of our digital strategy, but they're not going to be our entire strategy. They're going to be pieces. Now, just as our Bible study on Monday, our co-ed Bible study, and our women's group on Friday meet during the week at 6:30, we are also going to launch new ministries at 6:30 during the week. We're going to launch The Forge, that's our men's ministry, during the week at 6:30. We're going to launch On Ramp 215. That is our kids' ministry that will have a night at 6:30 online. We will launch our new marriage group that will be named soon at 6:30 during the week online. Our young adults and college group will also be launched at 6:30 online. All 6 of our groups will meet at 6:30 at different nights of the week, and they will build their own cultures within their group, almost a church within a church. Almost like your small group that we used to come together in, working and building as smaller churches. We will continue to meet in person twice a month for outdoor worship and for outdoor church. Internally, our creative arts team is going to expand because we need personnel with the scope and the management abilities to take care of our new home. Just if we had a physical home, you would have somebody who was in charge of taking care of the building, right? Somebody who's going to fix things if it falls apart. we need to have that same person available for our digital home. Somebody who is there when our leaders on Tuesday night who are running a class is struggling to get into the room where their class is going to take place. We have somebody in charge. Somebody is going to be the leader of our digital presence. That's going to be a new addition to our creative arts team. We will begin to train new leaders for our new groups. As watch this, we burn the ships behind us. What does that mean? That means as we move forward, we're going to burn the ships so we can't go back. We're not moving back. That's not in our plans in 2021. We move forward and we don't have a backup plan. We only have God's forward plan. To reach the digital church beyond Perris, you might see some of our branding changing. Perris Valley Community Church will still always be there. But you might see a brand of a church that is focused entirely online, but not within the limits of a physical barrier such as Perris. You might see Valley Online Church, or an online presence that doesn't end at the edges of Perris. This church will reach many people. I want you to look at it like this. I want you to look at it as if Perris Valley Community Church is opening up our next campus. We're actually expanding. We are a two-campus church. One is here that we will record at, we will broadcast from Perris Valley Community Church to reach Perris from within Perris. Our second campus is our digital campus that needs everything that our physical or previously physical campus needed. We are a two-campus church. We have a digital presence for those outside of Perris, and we have a local presence. Now, let's talk about other areas of our 2021 vision. All in for a change. Now, we've already talked about some changes that are coming. Here's what we need. We need to be open to these changes that are coming. We need to be willing. We need to be looking forward to these changes because this is going to change the way that we reach our community. Locally, we're still going to reach into our community. But here's the thing. Our community expands next year. Our community is not simply in Perris. Our community is wherever people are, and we're going to reach to them. We are moving all in with a digital-first vision. That means everything that we do, from worship to sermon preparation, to groups, to all of our purchases, to our equipment, is all focused on going digital first. That is our goal, is to make sure that we move there properly, and at the same time, we are training leaders, we are training people to work one-on-one and create those fellowship opportunities, to create those relationships. Those relationships are key, but we are in a digital-first world. You heard last week that I preached an entire message on tithing. Here, in 2021, we are all in with our generosity. Perris Valley Community Church members, attenders, family members will make a deep commitment to the tithe, reinforcing lessons of financial obedience. Our commitment will be to recognize the blessings that God bestows at His will upon those in submission to His detailed plan for our finance. This obedience will allow Perris Valley Community Church to meet our digital first and our growth goals in 2021. We are going all in with our staff. We are going to expand our staff in 2021. I've told you that we're going to bring somebody else aboard in our creative arts team that is going to manage our online platforms. But we are also going to go a step further in cleaning up some areas that in 2020 we didn't get to. We need our employee handbooks taken care of. We need our guides and our policies taken care of and written. Those are going to be plans to strengthen our employment status in 2021 so that Perris Valley Community Church is an employer of choice for the top talent in our arena of ministry. We are also going all in for outreach. In 2021, Perris Valley Community Church will coordinate locally to participate in, to sponsor, or to coordinate with a minimum of 3 local events that will reach into our community. By the summer of 2021, all 6 of our groups will be able to plan or hold an event before the end of the year. Women's group, men's group, marriage group, kids group, college group, and Bible study will be able to either virtually or in person hold an event that dives deep into their community. What we call our in-reach. We are all in for in-reach. That is where we're reaching into our church. Perris Valley Community Church, and through each group, will strengthen our ties among those inside our church by willfully and purposefully and eagerly reaching in. That means that we're building deeper connections with those in our church. We're not simply leaving it to a committee of them, but rather it's a mission for all. Finally, 2 more points. Our spiritual reach. In 2021, Perris Valley Community Church will ordain from within a leader whom God has appointed to us, who we can raise a new spiritual leader inside our church. It'll be a man who will eventually, this year, be able to start taking time at the pulpit to speak from the pulpit. Finally, 2 more points. 1, we are all in for our children. During COVID, our children have not been able to go to their physical school. They have not been able to learn at their physical schools the way that they need to, nor have they been able to learn from the church the way that they need to. Their education at school has been faltering, understandably so, and it's also been faltering in the church. That stops now. In 2021, we come together as a village to reach our kids for Christ. We'll talk more about that in the coming weeks. Membership. Perris Valley Community Church is going to be committed to challenge all of our attenders to join in church membership. It is a vow, it is a covenant of a relational community. And we've got a goal, a measurable goal of 30 signed members by the end of this year. Finally, all in is not lonely. I can't do it myself. David can't do it himself. Our leaders can't do it ourselves. We need you. We are all in. And we need you. You know how you go all in? You say yes. When God calls, we say yes. Where is it that you need me, God? Yes, I am there, and I will do that. I thank you for taking time to be here with us today as we talk about our 2020 vision. You'll start seeing new pieces of our vision on our social media platforms, and I pray that you will pray about where you can get involved. We'll have this content up on our website, and you can ask any questions about that. Email me at pastor@perrisvalleycc.com. You can email Chantel at chantel@perrisvalleycc.com. Kelly, my wife, Kelly@perrisvalleycc.com. David's email address is david@perrisvalleycc.com. Let me pray with you. Lord, we thank you for allowing